I recently opened my last G5 toy, fiddled around with its half-functioning gimmick, and tried to find a place for a 7th Sunny Star Scout figure. As I looked over my various baubles and trinkets from this ill-fated generation, I was still able to say, yeah, all in all, I had a really good time. I've done a few critical retrospectives for the series by now because I believe it did honestly deserve them, but I never really went over my, personal post-mortem. This is the first time I've been actively exposed to the ravages of real-time fandom, and all that entails. Now, there's not something fundamentally wrong with fandom, but it is taken easily to sensationalism. When you're a fan of something, you generally have an emotional investment in its successes and failures. You want for it to succeed, and you regard its missteps with a somber inflection. I'm no different, but I think there's a great deal of misunderstanding within fandom itself about the role fans play in a brand's success, as well as the importance of that success. It does not matter how hard you personally argue for a multimedia brand's virtues or argue against them. What matters is the overall audience engagement and financial viability of the brand. I've been accused of costing Hasbro money on multiple occasions or contributing to G5's downfall, but from Hasbro's perspective, that couldn't be further from the truth. They hardly know I exist, nor could they ever care, and even if they do know, my videos are promoting their brands. G5 content was sparse, especially consistent content, and whatever my actual opinions might have been, I was still a consumer. I was discussing their characters and Roblox tie-ins and buying their toys until the very end. I was here for all of it, even the podcast. From a corporate perspective, my opinion is either irrelevant or slightly beneficial. I only ever state my thoughts out of a social and emotional responsibility, as well as a deep love for the art itself. Folks act like a favorite brand's current iteration and the discourse surrounding that brand are the be-all, end-all. They draw lines of war, they fashion foes and heroes, and they bite and snarl at one another over their loyalties. But I think that's a great misalignment of priorities. Art's cultural purpose is to foster compassion. The greatest disrespect one can give to art is to act against its heart. I consistently found myself wanting to just talk about the show, and that was increasingly difficult as folks got more desperate and attached to the brand. My feelings on the show itself were really quite easy to parse compared to all the fandom surrounding it. I thought the generation started strong and had some immensely valuable concepts and characters, but fell apart through poor consistency in writing and bad pacing. But most of my mental resources were occupied by the psychological storm swirling around the shows rather than the shows themselves. I would still consider what I gained and what I learned to be invaluable. I wanted to be here for all of G5, I was here for all of G5, and I'm much stronger for it.